Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever stared at a successful business absolutely dominating the top of Google and thought, how on earth did they pull that off? Well, you're exactly where you need to be. Today, we're unpacking the sheer scale of digital marketing services it actually takes to rank a modern business. I'll let you in on a secret. It's not magic. It's a massive, incredibly complex, and highly structured system of optimization. We're going to pop the hood on a comprehensive catalog from FirstPageRanks, a full-service agency, to show you the literal anatomy of a winning search campaign.
So let's just dive right into the deep end with the ultimate question every single business owner asks when they're staring at their web traffic. What does it actually take to claim that coveted real estate on page one? I mean, it's a fiercely competitive space out there, and grabbing that spotlight, it requires a completely synchronized effort across hundreds, literally hundreds of different digital touchpoints.
To make sense of it all, we took this dense, kind of overwhelming catalog of services from FirstPageRanks and broke it down into 6 clear phases to reveal the hidden machinery of search optimization. We're going to cover 1. The Page 1 promise, 2. The core SEO pillars, 3. Local and specialized search, 4. Social media and outreach, 5. The cost of ranking, and finally, 6. Playing the long game. All right, let's get into it.
Phase 1. The Page 1 promise. Let's start right at the foundation of any digital growth strategy.
The absolute bottom line here is that genuine optimization has to rely on ethical white hat practices. And look, there's a very practical business survival reason for this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to drop thousands of rupees just to get their site permanently banished to the shadow realm by Google. That's why professional agencies explicitly run away from manipulative tricks, keyword stuffing, or those fake short-term traffic spikes. Instead, it's all about data-driven strategies. Creating stellar content, weaving in keywords naturally, and actually designing something user-friendly. That is exactly how you build an authority that search engines actually trust.
Moving right along to Phase 2, the core SEO pillars. This is where the real architectural heavy lifting kicks in.
The best way to think about SEO is like a giant iceberg. On-page SEO is everything sticking out above the water. It's the stuff you can directly control on your site. We're talking meticulously crafted meta tags, strategic keywords, smart internal links, and the schema markup that basically whispers directly to search engine bots. But beneath the surface, that's your off-page SEO. It's the massive, invisible authority-building machine churning away behind the scenes, earning high-quality backlinks, pushing out press releases, securing guest posts, getting brand mentions across the wider web. You absolutely have to have both the visible structure and that hidden foundation to win.
Let's break down how this technical foundation is actually built, step by step. Because look, if search engines can't read your site, nothing else even matters. The hierarchy kicks off with crawlability analysis, literally just making sure Google's bots can get through the front door of your pages. Then, it's about setting up a spotless XML sitemap and locking down bulletproof HTTPS security. Step 3 is dialing in those core web vitals. Your site has to load ridiculously fast and be buttery smooth, especially on phones. And finally, it takes a constant sweep of redirects and fixing 404 errors so your users never hit a frustrating dead end.
Okay, Phase 3, local and specialized search. Once that technical bedrock is poured, the whole game plan shifts depending on where you are and what you actually sell.
It is wild to see how hyper-specific local targeting gets today. We aren't just tossing a wide net for national keywords anymore. Agencies like FirstPageRanks build entire campaigns around optimizing Google business profiles, making absolutely sure that your exact name, address, and phone number, your NAP details, match up perfectly everywhere. They build geo-targeted landing pages, and they lock in map placements. The source data shows them casting this massive web, managing local citations for hundreds of distinct locations from Udaipur all the way over to Canada. It's all about catching that high-intent, I need this right now near me traffic.
But it goes way beyond local maps. Businesses have to adapt to totally different digital environments. E-commerce, that requires a completely distinct approach. Intricate product schemas, crazy category optimization, and dynamic URLs. And then there's the massive shift toward voice search. Actually, this is fascinating. To capture smart speaker queries, agencies literally have to rewrite content to match how we naturally speak. They're answering direct, conversational questions instead of just plugging in isolated keywords. It is a total game changer just based on how a user asks the question.
Phase 4, social media and outreach. This really proves that ranking isn't just about your main website anymore. It's a whole interconnected web.
A top-tier agency is going to optimize your entire digital footprint, and the granularity here is insane. They treat every single social platform like its own unique search engine.
So that means optimizing your Twitter bio and hashtags so you actually get discovered. It's tightening up LinkedIn headlines for networking visibility, structuring Pinterest-rich pins, split testing YouTube titles and thumbnails, dropping the exact right keywords into Instagram Reels captions. The whole strategy here is to cast this incredibly wide net, grab the audience's attention wherever they happen to be hanging out, and basically funnel all that juicy authority and traffic straight back to your core brand.
Phase 5, the cost of ranking. All right, we've talked a lot about abstract concepts, so let's bring it back down to earth and talk actual numbers.
4,200 Indian rupees. To put that into perspective, this represents the absolute baseline starting monthly cost for initial SEO discovery and destination research. And I love highlighting this because it proves that professional campaigns don't just start with some random guessing. They kick off with highly accessible, totally data-driven keyword intelligence before any actual optimization even happens.
Now let's zoom out and look at the whole menu. This specific breakdown of FirstPageRanks tourism and heritage package shows you exactly what a comprehensive campaign looks like in terms of focus, time, and rupees. You can really see how the complexity scales up here. Basic on-page services sit at around 5,800 rupees a month. But say you climb up to highly technical e-commerce optimization, handling thousands of distinct product pages, well, that investment jumps to 12,800 rupees. And at the very top end, if you want active digital PR and Tier 1 media outreach, you're looking at a 17,500 rupee monthly investment. It's basically a sliding scale of increasingly powerful architectural tools for your brand.
Which brings us to our final phase, Phase 6, playing the long game. Before we wrap up this explainer, we definitely need to talk about realistic timelines.
The current reality of digital marketing really boils down to this core philosophy. FirstPageRanks focuses on clarity, ethical methods, and long-term online growth rather than short-term tactics. Let's be real, genuine search engine visibility is not a sprint. It is absolutely a marathon. It's built on steady, undeniable, data-driven improvements, not some overnight miracle. The algorithms have just gotten way too smart for cheap shortcuts. Sustainable ranking takes real patience, endless technical maintenance, and a genuine commitment to providing actual value to your users.
So, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. When you're looking at your own business's approach to digital marketing, or if you're evaluating an agency you might hire, ask yourself this. In a constantly shifting algorithmic landscape, are you building a digital authority that's fundamentally built to last, or are you just renting temporary space on page one? True optimization is an investment in your permanent digital infrastructure. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope it gave you a clear roadmap into the hidden world of search engine optimization.